They called it a 500-year flood.
Welcome to Hope After Helene. My name is Adam. I'm a songwriter. I live in the Nashville area in Tennessee, but I find myself these days spending a lot of time in the mountains of western North Carolina, doing shows, meeting people, and being inspired by Appalachian angels, agents of hope. And that's what this podcast is going to be about. I'm going to find as many of them as I can, and if they agree to be on here, I'm going to interview them, and hopefully you get to hear their story and be inspired too. Where we are today is right outside of Waynesville, North Carolina. There's a place called Haven on the Hill over here. It is a community of displaced people, almost 100 of them. Now, the number keeps going up every week as vouchers run out for hotels. People are found living in their cars or tents. It's still happening. Over 100 days since the hurricane, we still have people living in their cars, living in tents. Temperatures have been down in the teens lately. There's just a lot of sadness and heartbreak up here, especially if you're just not aware of it and you come up here and you start seeing all the damage that's still laying around in riverbeds and creek beds. It's just pitiful. It's terrible. So I've found myself today up on Haven on the Hill. I was up there because there's a fella doing a documentary. I got interested in his story while he was going around getting everybody else's story. He emailed me and asked me to come up there and interview because I wrote a song maybe about a month ago called Haven on the Hill about this community and about, in particular, the man who started it, Mr. James. So I'm up there today getting interviewed by this fella named Jeff, who came, I don't know how many miles today to do this documentary. He's gathering footage. His wife is sitting in the van there. She's doing the editing and working on things, and they've got a YouTube channel called Carolina Airshots. And I got the thought, I want to interview him. And I thought maybe just 5 or 10 minutes. And then that turned into me interviewing James, and then interviewing a new couple who literally was moving in while I was interviewing James. This is what happens every time I come to this part of the country. I walk into a situation and I'm surrounded by miracles. They're everywhere. And that qualifies as Hope After Helene. That's what this is all about. That's why I started this, because I wanted to capture these amazing stories and these inspirational people doing their thing. Here's the episode, the first episode of Hope After Helene. I hope y'all enjoy it.
They called it a 500-year flood.
I'm with Jeff Smith right now on Haven on the Hill up here just outside of Waynesville, North Carolina. And I met Jeff. Actually, well, you reached out to me, didn't you, Jeff?
Yeah, I reached out. I had heard your song on one of the platforms. I'm not sure which one it was. My wife, she found it actually, and she pointed it out to me too.
Wow. Well, that's wild how I've met so many people through social media and YouTube and TikTok and everything else. You know, I never thought that would happen like that. I wondered if them were just bots watching them videos.
No, not all of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them. They'll take back the ones that wasn't bots, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
It might take them a couple of days.
Yeah. Well, the reason I'm asked you to do this is you emailed me and said you were coming up here to do a documentary on this place. We're standing in the middle of it. You might hear generators in the background. We're standing right here in the middle. It's maybe 40-some degrees. Beautiful sunny day here. And but it's been getting down in the 20s, and people are cold. They're running out of propane, and I'm seeing a lot of people come up here and help them out and stuff. And then all of a sudden, here you are doing a documentary, trying to help them out as well. And my question to you is, you're always behind the camera. You're interviewing people. But what is your story? How did you go from where you were before Helene to now you're providing hope after Helene, which is what this show is all about? What is your story there?
Well, we were, me and my wife usually go to Cherokee and about that time of year, September, late September, October, and the storm come through. We waited a couple of weeks, and And when we came through Swannanoa and seen how it was and drove around a little bit, it tore us up. We were actually crying riding around, and we made it to our cabin, and instead of doing vacation stuff, we decided we wanted to go back and let people see what it was like.
Right.
And, try to bring awareness to get some money rolling into the folks.
Yeah.
And people have just been great reaching out, trying to find out who to contact, who to donate to. And
so you come down and you started rolling some video.
Yeah.
And when you were here to vacation.
Yeah, come through doing a vacation.
And what did you say that you were in the business of running drones, drone work for realtors? Is that what it was?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do a lot of work up here, actually, in the mountains. We do mostly commercial real estate for areas around here.
Okay. And you're from over around Kannapolis, you said, right?
Yeah, Kannapolis.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
So you took your skill set of what you've been doing for a living in realty. Is that how you say it? Realtor for realtors when you get hired, yeah. And so you took that skill set and now you've applied it to showing people what happened in Swannanoa, and now going all around and showing people other places. And how'd you find out about Haven on the Hill?
I think we found it on Facebook or somewhere.
Same here.
And yeah, we had seen it on Facebook and heard other people commenting about it, how great it was. And so, well, we need to help them.
Well, that's kind of how I ended up here on Facebook, and so isn't it wild how I never imagined. It seems like Facebook and social media has helped people find each other to help one another more than FEMA and the government was able to help. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but it seems that way.
It seems the community is... Yeah. If it wasn't for everyday people that have a heart and compassion for those in need, it would just be, waiting on the government. And when you do that, they just now starting to come through with some money. And I've seen some people's post on Facebook, look, we just got $250 million for infrastructure. And I thought, well, that'll get people through the state fixing the highway. Right. But what about all the people that are displaced that have nowhere to go now? Yeah. And some of them's jobs are washed away. They have children. I mean...
Yeah, no, it's a real crisis up here for the people that's living it. And, the thing that is inspiring about it is to see churches and everyday people coming through, like you said. So that's where I've found a lot of inspiration and hope myself in my own life, And look, I know it ain't easy. It can't be easy for you to come driving all over these mountains, videoing and taking your time, your energy, the editing your wife does, all of what y'all are putting into this. Why would you put so much into continuing to do this? What makes you keep going?
Well, we just feel for the people here. Yeah. And when we put the first video out, we were a very small channel. We didn't have many subscribers or anything. And then when the first one came out, it took off and it got us up enough to be able to get some exposure. Yeah. And I think the last video we did in Swannanoa, it got a lot of hits. Right. So we're like, well, we're on the right track here, because the more hits we're getting, the more people are becoming aware of what's going on. Right. So hopefully all the ones that watched the last video will watch this one too, and we can get some funds coming in here.
Well, and that's the thing. I heard you raised money for a veteran, and now we got Mr. James. Now this is not video, so this is just audio. So Mr. James just walked up here, and I hope you don't mind. You yanked me into one the other day.
Did.
Can I get you back? Yeah, you yanked me into something. What was that? That was
the war room with Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon. Yeah,
Steve Bannon. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
The war room 4 times in 2 days.
Yeah. That cameraman was up here, and I was grabbing propane tanks, and next thing you know, I'm getting messages from people. What are you doing on War Room? I said, hey, that's James's fault. So Jeff is here, who we just talked to document what all started with Mr. James here, and I guess, do you have 3 or 4 minutes to talk about that?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
No, go ahead.
No, okay, you got 30 seconds. You're a busy man. James, what do you want to say? I mean, because this is called Hope After Helene, and to me, I don't know of any bigger agent of hope than you that I've met personally, and you've been a source of inspiration for me personally in my life, and I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. How many campers do you have in this field right now?
65.
65. And what was this field on September 26th?
A pasture.
A pasture.
Just a pasture.
How did it go from a pasture to a field with 65 campers?
Donated RVs and $10,000 worth of gravel.
Whew. And where'd all these people come from?
Church groups recommended, government agencies recommended. Then once it started, it was word of mouth. I would get calls at 2 o'clock in the morning that they had heard from so-and-so that I could get them out of a hotel or get them out of their car, or get them out of a tent. And we did.
I love that you're a problem solver. I heard you say the other night on that interview, you just figured, screw it, I'm going to cut through the red tape.
I said I would. I don't ask for permission. I don't ask for forgiveness. I'll ask for permission later. And then when it come time to ask for permission, I'd done it right and didn't have to.
Wow. So is the county giving you crap at all?
Oh, no, they're bending over backwards now. I mean, anything. There was a county lady just left 30 minutes ago.
Okay.
They're bending over backwards to help the people.
So there's people in Texas that reach out to me because they heard about y'all from our shows we play down there, and they're always checking in with me. How can we help? How can we help? And what do I tell them people, James?
Tell them to go to the Facebook page and look up. I think it's got the GoFundMe. It ain't got Zelle anymore. It's got Venmo and Cash App.
And that money is going to...
It's going now to the stage of it's just taking care of 100 people.
Yeah.
And building a new park that we've already got 6 RVs in, and we've got 12 more coming within the next week.
12 more coming?
Yep.
What are you gonna do when you get full in the field here?
They're not coming here. They're coming to the new field.
The new field.
There's already 6 up there.
Wow. What did you do before you were doing all this after the hurricane? What did your Tuesdays look like?
Oh, before the hurricane?
Yeah.
I was retired.
Retired from what?
The county.
The county, okay. Well, you ain't getting a rest now.
Oh, I've not had rest in 100 and I forgot how many days it is now. I got a half a day off one day. Christmas. I took half a day.
Christmas. Hey, well, look, you're busy, I know. Thank you for talking on this.
It's slow today.
It's actually slow. Well, that's good to hear.
We got a family in fresh out of the cold today.
Where were they at?
Hotel, voucher fixing to run out.
And here they are coming with a baby, a toddler.
Be out today.
They're walking by with a baby and a toddler.
But yeah, they had to be out today.
And they got a camper they're going into right now?
Look.
This is unbelievable. I mean, this is the miracles happening right before our eyes. And now she's dragging blankets out of a box. Donated blankets right now.
Clothes, blankets, baby supplies.
Hey, one question.
Get them situated.
Tell me about this food tent right here. I still don't understand how has this guy showed up here with a food tent making food every day?
I don't know where they came from, and I can't run them off.
They make food every day.
They do. Chef cooks pretty much every day unless I have him doing everything else. And his wife, Patty, I run her to death doing everything. She's actually became my backbone up here.
Patty, hey, if you need to ask him something, go ahead.
I need 4 toddler girl and 6 and 9-month-old girl for them.
Clothes or?
9 to 12.
Up in the storage unit.
Okay.
She won't finish the 6 to 9. That's too fast.
I'm 6 months, but I won't fast.
Hey,
We're going to go get some stuff and come back. But
I'm doing a little podcast interview. Can I ask you something?
Absolutely.
How old are your kids?
She's 2, about to turn 3, and she's 6 months old. I got another one due in July.
Look, and
Oh
then
my
another
goodness.
one.
And another one coming.
Another one.
And y'all are getting to move in today.
Yeah, we're trying to. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I ain't gonna bother you, but welcome, and you got smiles on your face. You must be glad to be in a new situation.
Yeah, it's better knowing that you got somewhere to go than waking up wondering what you're going to do, you know?
Yeah.
It's not much of a... I don't worry. If I didn't have kids, I'd sleep under a bridge. It
Right.
wouldn't bother me one bit, but they don't deserve that, and,
No,
you know?
they are beautiful babies. Well, hey, God bless y'all, and I won't slow you down. I know you got cold babies here.
It's all right. Thank you, sir.
So, all right, y'all take care. Jeff, thank you for talking to me, man.
Thank you, Adam.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
And God bless you for what you're doing, and you and your wife and Dawn. And I'm gonna follow y'all. Y'all subscribe. What's the name of your channel?
Carolina Airshots.
Carolina Airshots. All right. Well, y'all subscribe to that. Thank you, Jeff. All right, folks. I'm gonna cut this thing off because there's a lot going on right now. This show and these travels here to Western North Carolina are brought to you by Music Ranch, Montana, an amazing music venue just south of Livingston, Montana, off of Highway 89 in Paradise Valley, because it feels like heaven there, heaven on earth. And I'll tell you what, if you want to feel at home, look on the schedule, find you a concert or a dance to go to at Music Ranch, and when you get there and walk in the door, I promise you, if it's your first time there, you're going to feel at home. They've got a great menu of food, cheeseburgers and chicken and ice cream sandwiches. It's a family-friendly place now. You're not going to go there and get drunk. They ain't going to tolerate that now. But if you want to go there and have a great time and listen to great music, bring the kids, bring the grandparents, you're going to hear traditional country. The line dance floor is the best in Montana. Children are welcome to play right behind the folks that are sitting watching the show on the terraced grassy hill. Up on top of this hill is a dance floor right there with a 360-degree panoramic view of God's creation, the mountains. It's majestic. So if you're ever in Montana, if you're not in Montana, make a special trip. Go see Yellowstone. Go visit Bozeman. But don't do it unless you're going to visit Music Ranch, Montana along the way. Frank and Karen Smith originally built this venue with a hope that people could come there, dance, listen to great music, and find community the old-fashioned way. So I don't think it's an accident that they're the ones also supporting this podcast and these travels into the mountains to help communities. What I'm doing is bringing music to those people, songs, stories, and eventually benefit concerts. They're already being planned now. It's so cool to be a part of something that just keeps expanding, that all started right there at Music Ranch, Montana, with the vision of Frank and Karen Smith. So thank you to Music Ranch. Thank you to those who were a part of this show, and I can't wait to do more of them. God bless you.